Aloha everyone, this is Lenora, Hawaii's Pickle Lady. Remember this month of January 2021, for every video we're giving away this shredder, and we'll explain it later. But let's get on to the recipe that I'm doing. It is a Burmese cauliflower Daikon pickle, and this is very unusual because it has some spices that are typical to Indians, but all over Southeast Asia they use some of the same ingredients. So first of all, I'm going to show you that I took a big head of cauliflower and I trimmed it up, and then I cut it into little flowerlets like this. Easy to do, okay? Then I have some daikon. These are baby ones. Most times I can't get these, but these were given to me, and most of it came from the San Miguel Community Garden. But when I have to buy it, they're kind of long and they're kind of fat, maybe about 2 inches in diameter. If it's that big, I sometimes cut it in quarters lengthwise, and then I do this. You see, these have also been cut, but it's like 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch all the way. And this is like that. So I'm going to show you how I do it. It's a little tricky. You need some practice. So what I usually do is I take my knife and I hold it and I put my finger here and I begin to cut, but I only go down about 3/4 of the way. The way I hold my knife, it's impossible to go all the way down. Okay, so that's all you do. You just keep on going like this. And the reason why we're doing this is because the daikon is kind of solid, and when you sliver it like this, all the juices will go into it, okay? So we'll cut it like this, cut it all the way, and you see it's still in one piece, but it's hanging, maybe about 90% is cut. Okay, and now what I do is I cut it in pieces like about 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, something like that. So I cut all the pieces like that, and I just put it all together. All of this is cut. Now I'm just gonna put it on a 1/2 sheet pan, no oil, no nothing, no grease. And then I'm just gonna kind of mix it up a little bit, scatter it, and I'm gonna roast it at 200 degrees for 2 hours. And then we'll come back to it, okay? Now I'm going to show you, to save time, I already roasted these vegetables, like I said, for 2 hours at 200. And you see it gets a little brown, but it doesn't blacken. So you don't have to worry about that. Just leave it in for 2 hours. And then after that, I put it in a bowl and I covered it with vinegar, about 3 cups of vinegar. And I kind of pressed it down. And I let it sit for 1 hour, and I drained it. So this is the point. You can reuse the vinegar. I put it in a jar for later use in the refrigerator. So now what we have to do is we have to prepare the spices. Okay. First of all, there's something called fenugrek, F-E-N-U-G-R-E-K. I got it in a package like this. But you need the powder, and I didn't have the powder. It's also in Indian known as methi, M-E-T-H-I. So I took my coffee grounder and I ground some up like this. So about a tablespoon or so. So what I'm going to do first, the stove is kind of hot, So and then the fenugrek, you can see, looks like this. Little tiny seeds. They're kind of hard. And when I put it in the coffee grounder, it becomes a powder. Okay, I'm gonna put in the fenugrek or the methi in, and 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds. And you see, cannot be on too high heat because it burns quickly. So I'm just gonna heat it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of oil. One teaspoon of turmeric. And again, don't get this on your clothes because it's very difficult to come out. It stains. But this is a beautiful yellow color. People think that I put yellow coloring, but the color is from the turmeric, and that's how they make curries like that too. So 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of salt, it's kind of hot, so I'm taking it off the stove. And that's it. So that's it. And now I'm just gonna pour all of this onto the vegetables. So it only takes a few minutes now. So now I have all the spices in, and I'm gonna add Korean pickled garlic, about 1/4 cup or so. And you can find the recipe above. So put it in. And all you do is you mix it all up. And you see now it's turning a bright yellow. And after this, I usually put it in a jar and refrigerate it and maybe shake it every so often. And that is it to this pickle. It's very delicious. See some of the sugar. Let me get that. You see, when I cut the Daikon, you can see, it's kind of hard to tell right now, but where I sliced it, all that mixture is going into the slits. You can kind of see this a little bit there. Yeah. And you can eat it right away or you can wait, but it keeps in the refrigerator for quite some time. And this is good to enhance any kind of dish, especially if you make some curries and things like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna taste a little bit. Taste the cauliflower and some of the daikon. And the garlic is all mixed in there too, okay? Salty, a little sweet, and you can taste the spices. Now, I had a friend who said she hates cauliflower. And then when I let her taste this, she loved it. And now, this is one of her favorite pickle recipes. So this is for you, Dawn A. So hope you will make it at home. Very easy. A little steps involved, but you can follow the video. If you enjoy this recipe, this is the Burmese Daikon cauliflower pickle. consider subscribing if you haven't done it, and smash that like button and comment also. And if you have any requests, let me know. Thank you for watching. Mahalo.